Being here, busy, busy day. So, first of all, has everybody read the minutes that were sent out, email? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Great. Motion and seconded. Any comments? If not, they stand approved.
Well, we should vote.
Sent. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. It's approved. Thank you. Lots of different updates, and I hope we're going to see them on the screen. Cindy, do you want to?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. I'm going to run through capital project updates. We have a fairly short agenda today, so thanks everyone for being here. I always forget I need to drag this with me. Y'all bear with me for a second. All right. I'm sorry for the quality up there on the screen. We're a little bit challenged today, but starting with the Charlotte Railroad Greenway project that you know we're all working on, just to let you know that the community engagement is finished. We are compiling all the survey information as well as working towards finalizing the draft of the master plan. And that will include all the due diligence that we've done, all the community input, and then a proposed routing for the trail. We'll get the draft put together. We'll go back out to the community one more time for input on that draft, and then we'll finalize that. So we're still on target for having that completed this fall. And then next steps after that will be to move on to identifying a phase one of the project and starting construction documents for that. So detailed design for that first phase will probably take 10 to 12 months. And then we'll move into construction. So, any questions on that one? Thank you. The SEVIER part to GALE Lane Park to Browns Creek Greenway. The engineers are doing their due diligence. They're completing the survey work. And when we have that done and the proposed draft of a routing plan, we'll take that to the public in a community engagement meeting. So that's not been set up yet. We're still working through the due diligence items, but that is on track also. This one I put up just because we have meetings on this week. As you all know, we just opened the GULCH Greenway from Church Street at the Assyrian Building down to Broadway. And what you're looking at here is if you're standing on 11th Avenue, looking under the Broadway Bridge towards the east, that is the site. We have an easement over this property, and that will be the site of a new trailhead once the design on that will start or maybe be going on while the Broadway Bridge is being rebuilt. And I don't know if you all know about that, but that structure, TDOT is rebuilding that. It's a fast track project. We will learn later this week the schedule for that and how the Greenway that we just opened will be affected. But it's a relatively short period of time. So, you know, we'll just deal with that, and a really great opportunity for another large trailhead under this bridge once it's reopened.
Cindy, will that have a grand staircase down?
I think that there is future development happening alongside this bridge that will have a staircase. And I haven't seen anything recent on those, or I don't know that much about those developments, but what I had seen not too long ago involved that vertical connection. And then, of course, at Assyrian and in front of their building is the grand staircase that they opened up to the public also. And then we hope to, back at Church Street, we're hoping to do an additional vertical connection that will allow both pedestrians and cyclists. It's still early in the planning on that. The Cumberland River Greenway extension at Opry Mills, all the permitting is done on that, and we are working with the consultants to pull together the bid set to set that out to construction. It's an 18-month build project, and we are anticipating early first of the year to do a groundbreaking on that one. We haven't done a groundbreaking in a while, and I think this one is definitely calls for one. We've, been trying to move us towards that direction for a while, so that'll be a lot of fun and kick that one off. And just as a reminder, and that goes from the existing Cumberland River pedestrian bridge. The new trail will extend, kind of do a little switchback, and then extend along the river onto the Opry Mills Mall campus, up to the mall itself. The organization that runs the mall has given us an easement to allow that trail really to go all the way up to the building, which is pretty nice. And then they've given up some parking to allow that to happen and have a safe crossing through the parking lot. Cumberland River Greenway at Wharf Park. The draft master plan, the team is still tweaking that a little bit. I believe they're going back out to the public with the overall park plan. I don't know the schedule on that, but of course the Greenway is part of that. And the 88 Hermitage acquisition, I believe, has been completed and closed on. There is a study that planning is conducting, just looking at how that property will be used, and the Greenway, of course, is part of that. Any questions on that one? Yes, ma'am.
Will there be any kind of connection to the adjacent neighborhoods like Napier? Possibly.
The Greenway, no, but I understand they're looking at bicycle and pedestrian connectivity, more like bike lanes and sidewalks.
Okay.
The Greenway will connect to Rolling Mill Hill, which then gets us back down to Siegenthaler and ultimately all the way to Ted Rhodes Golf Course. And then in the future, right now on this project, the Greenway ends underneath the Silliman Evans Bridge, but will be continued along the Cumberland River and tie into Browns Creek. So part of that overall City Central Greenway.
Cindy, right on the other side of the overpass there is a potential community plan amendment. Are you all involved in those discussions?
We have been.
Great.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, thank you. I bring this one up again. It's going to Planning Commission in November. This is on the Harpeth River Greenway. Let me get to something you can see a little better. In the bend, you can see the bend of the Harpeth River. On the left-hand side of that inverted U is the property that Metro owns. It was donated by the Thomas and Dorothy Kate Frist Foundation. To the right, or at the tip where you see the yellow trail, the little loop, that's State of Tennessee property that we lease or license from them, and we have existing Greenway trail on that connects over to the soccer complex. The right-hand side, or right half of that, is property that Cedar Brook developers are looking at with their Ariza Bellevue multifamily development. So y'all have seen this before, but just as a reminder, what they are proposing, if their rezoning goes through, is to extend the existing Harpeth River Greenway at Morton Mill. You can see on the bottom right-hand side in the bright yellow, it ends at the railroad tracks. That's CSX Railroad. And what the developers are planning to do is working with CSX to have a tunnel that would go under the railroad and continue that Greenway on over to the existing trail on the state property, and where we have a small, just a foot pedestrian bridge over the Harpeth River. They are proposing to donate 20 acres of open space along that Greenway trail, and to build a vehicular bridge from Coley Davis Road over to their property, which would give us vehicular access to our park property on the left-hand side. That's still going through, maybe the community engagement is done. I know we're still hearing from the community on that. It has to go to Planning Commission, so no decisions have been made at all on that, but it is active, and it does have some positive implications for us. And there's been many different ideas and concerns about that development that's been expressed through planning. Planning has done a really good job, as have the developers, I think, of getting out to the community and getting their input. So that's where we are on that. We can certainly benefit from it, but we're waiting for it to go through the process. Any questions on that one? I kind of ran through that quickly, but I do want to keep it in your mind, just because it is going to be headed to planning soon. All right. I'm sorry, I should have shown you that's where that development would actually be, the multifamily homes there. And then the bulk of the space to the right and the light green would be dedicated over to Metro. This one I've shown you all before, but we weren't nearly as far along as we are now. This is, sorry, not sure my pointer is working for me here. Anyway, you can see in the green is the Bicentennial Mall State Park. And you can see the highlighted green trail that's existing. It runs through First Horizon Park and on over to the Cumberland River Greenway. It bisects two pieces of property. And those two pieces of property are being developed in phases. Phase one is at the bottom. And that developer is proposing to rebuild the Greenway that's contiguous to his property, widen it out to 14 feet, to add landscaping and lighting, and maintain it in perpetuity. So that is also working its way through approvals. It will come to the park board in November. This is so hard to read, but this is the landscape plan. So I've changed the direction here. Your east is to the top side of this drawing. And that just kind of gives you an idea of where it is. So for us, it's a really great improvement to an older portion of the Cumberland River Greenway that's narrow and doesn't have lighting, doesn't have a lot of landscaping. And then lastly is Browns Creek Greenway at Fair Park. This is really being managed by the Fair Board, but it is, they are looking now at budgeting for the construction, and this includes an extension of the Greenway. Right now it exists on Fair Park Phase 1 where the dog park is and soccer fields, and this will take the trail on over to Nolensville Road. And that is it today on project updates, unless you have questions, which I'll be happy to try to answer. All right, thank you.
Any questions? I think it's very impressive, and you all have been working so hard, and it's just amazing how much work is going on. And I want to thank the mayor for giving Cindy some of the help that she so desperately needs, because she's got to manage every one of these and work with the developers and work with the planning and work with the neighbors and have public meetings, and it's amazing how much work does go into every foot.
We are busy, and thank you for reminding me too. We have advertised the positions for the two project managers for the Greenways division. So 2 of those 5 new positions have been advertised. Those are professionals who can handle design and construction projects. So, and then shortly on the heels of those positions being advertised, we'll put out the advertise for the planners, 2 senior level planners who can focus on more detailed master planning for the overall system, really put together a strategic plan to acquire property where we need it, keep up with data, apply for grants, review all of these plans that come to us, so that when developers are doing SP projects or they're developing alongside the Greenway, whether it's existing or planned, we review those plans. And there are a lot of, as you can imagine, a lot of plans coming through. And we work with the planning department, who's super helpful for us on that. But it's really the same thing. If they're going to build a Greenway for us, or if we're setting aside space, it needs the same kind of attention that a project that we would do with capital budgeting. It's just being built by someone else, but it's still the same same process, same detail that needs to be given to those projects. And we're lucky in that there's so much development happening alongside Greenways, and we're challenged in that we need the people to manage those. So, and then there'll be a mid-level planning position that will support both sides of that. And so if you know anyone, make sure that who might fit those descriptions, make sure that they know that those jobs are being advertised, and to please, if they want to apply, please apply.
We've learned from the history that if we don't get everything perfect in the beginning, in writing, and everyone in agreement that things happen and suddenly we can't get on our own Greenway, you know. And so we need all this work ahead of time.
And we very much appreciate the partners that we've had so far, not just obviously the developers, but also our own internal Metro partners. Metro Water Services has been a great partner with us in developing Greenways. The planning department is such an assist on reviewing these new plans. NDOT in coordination with their efforts, you know, the two together, as well as TDOT and various other agencies. So,
And thank you. Now we've got a special presentation from Dee Dee Bird and Reclaim Brookmead Park. And I appreciate your coming, and we all are aware of this problem, and I think we're on the same page as you. And so. Unfortunately, we are not the deciding body, but we appreciate your coming and giving us more education about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Most of you know me. I'm Dee Dee Bird. I'm the Vice President of Reclaim Brookmead Park. I have two other board members with me here tonight, Mitt Davis and Tim Tomes. You're familiar with our green T-shirts. You're familiar with our yard signs. We started over a year ago with a grassroots effort to understand why we lost our community park in Greenway. We've also done call to action posters, which Mitt has back here. We've done billboards. We've done a nomadic truck that we drive around with what we feel are the main issues of why we cannot use our own community greenway and park. You know, we've been active in a variety of committees and commissions. We've been to the COC, the HPC, the Homeless Impact Division, the Metro Council, the Park Board, and now we're going to start coming to the Greenway commissions also. We feel that since the park, Metro Parks owns the property that Brookmead sits on, that they are responsible for maintaining that property. We feel that the Greenway Commission in an advisory role is responsible for letting them know what they need to be held accountable for, and that's one reason that we're presenting here today. The $50 million that was passed by the Metro Council, we want to acknowledge that Courtney Johnson did a lot of work on the amendments to get that to pass. We want to acknowledge that Gloria Hauser shed light on what was happening in Brookmead with the drug dealers and the other individuals that were holding this park in Greenway hostage. Because for some reason, our park police and our MNPD and our sheriff's department and our DA were not holding the criminal aspect in this park accountable for what was going on. We want there to be an understanding of what is going on with the COC. We encourage you to be familiar with what they have done in the past. There are 15 committees with the COC. We've been to all of them. The shelter committee was put in charge and coming up with the protocol on how to clear camps, okay? So that is in the future. They're going to clear the camps. So we challenge you to be involved in that process, to know who the individuals are at Brookmead, since it's your Greenway and it's a Metro Park. Have they been offered housing? Are they waiting on housing? Have they been through addiction and mental health services? Are they refusing services? And what is the pathway and the plan for each one of those individuals? You have 33 new employees. You have millions of dollars. We just saw how many greenways and open spaces are in the works. We want to understand, and we want to hold people accountable for why we don't have a park and a greenway. This commission was started in 1992. The first greenway was Mill Creek, which is where I lived in 1995. I've lived in Davidson County my whole life. I've played golf at every golf course. I've played softball, excuse me, at every field. My brothers played junior pro at Shelby Park. It's an important aspect, the parks and open space. And every community should have one, and every community should be able to use their park in Greenway. It's important that you understand that the shelter committee was in charge of coming up with the protocol, and that the point in time count committee is going to be in charge, thank you, I'll wrap it up, be in charge of evaluating each encampment. So what we're challenging you to do today is know what individuals are in Brookmead, assist the point in time count committees in evaluating what those individuals need, so we can get these people assisted that are in this park for the first time in a decade. Okay, nobody's dealt with this in a decade. And those people can be placed where they need to be, and then you guys can start your master plan on what to do with Brookmead. So thank you for your time and attention. I take it that was my 3-minute ding over there.
Well, just
Appreciate you.
stay there a minute.
Yes,
I just
ma'am.
want, do any commissioners have a question or a comment?
I'll just commend you for your perseverance. Obviously, it's right there in your backyard, and you want it gone, and we absolutely understand that. I'm very hopeful that that 50 million is going to move things way faster than they have been moving, that now that we've got both the social workers and the landlord support, and hopefully can get some permanent supported housing built quickly, there's a place to
Well,
move them to, so they don't
It's
return.
true, you have to have a spot to move them to. There are over 50 nonprofits in this community, and most of them are starting to house because they're going to lose their money if they don't get involved in the housing process, which is a change that we've seen happen over the last year. So Colby's Army does not house, they help with Brookmead. Shower the People does not house, they help with Brookmead. Shower the People has partnered with mobile navigation units, which is Ryan LeSueur with Community Care Fellowship. So we're encouraging the COC, if you are a nonprofit that does not house, you need to be associated with a nonprofit that does house, so you're moving your individuals into housing. And that's a huge thing. There's no reason in this city with the resources that we have not to be able to house these individuals and assist them. Addiction, mental health services, I'm so excited about MNPDs partnering with mental health professionals, and I've been going to the Lentz Health Department, and they are gonna have their own 24/7 response team that responds to mental health and addiction crisis also, that does not involve the police department, because that's not what we want. We don't want these people to be put in jail, because they're just gonna come right back to Brookmead because it's not secure. The cattle gate is open. I mean, we have Mr. Osborne, who lives at the top of the hill, that just moved a sectional sofa in. He has a generator, he has a shower, he has a lock on his door. He lives in Brookmead Park. He has no intention of being housed. He has a house. So these are the issues that we deal with on a daily basis, and our small businesses have had to sign no trespassing warrants. And that's another angle that we're wondering maybe the Greenway needs to do, is sign a no trespassing waiver, so you can hold the park who owns the property accountable for people being there illegally. So we're pursuing every avenue, as you know, and we just appreciate you listening to us, and we hope that you get involved with the COC, because that's where the movement is going to be to get these people the housing and the assistance they need. Yes, sir.
Do you know if there's a coalition or a collaboration or some sort of effort that's expanding what's needed at Brookmead to the other areas that have the camps and you know, the unhoused people? You know,
Yes,
that's
sir.
beyond Brookmead?
Oh, yes, sir. The Homeless Impact Division and the COC have been charged with identifying every camp.
Okay.
We have participated in the point in time count in the winter, which is where they evaluate how many unsheltered homeless people they are in our city. So this group will go and evaluate every camp, and the outreach workers are aware of almost all of them. I mean, there's a few individual campers that escape off the radar, but the large encampments, our outreach workers are really involved, these nonprofits, and they know where all these encampments are, and the protocol will be used on each one of them. But we, as Brookmead, will obviously track our evaluation and our rating as to how they're going to close the encampments and how they're going to help the people that are in there. It's all about, we don't want these people to go somewhere else and be homeless. That was never our agenda. We wanted our park and Greenway back, and we wanted the individuals assisted. So yes, there is. Anything else? I'm a plethora of knowledge, just ask me. You can
You are.
contact me on Reclaim Brookmead Park at any time.
Do you know about right now how many people? I've heard in the last 2 weeks, I heard a number, and then I heard another number in the winter right now.
Well, right, we went to the precinct meeting last night, and the current count at Brookmead is anywhere between 30 and 40 people. This past winter, we were down to 15. These numbers come from our community police officers who are in the camp every day. Sometimes our numbers from our nonprofits don't match our community officer numbers. So we are encouraging, that's one of the reasons we go to the police precinct meetings, we are encouraging them to become involved in the interaction to decrease the trauma to the homeless individual. So our campers at Brookmead love our community officers because they are so engaged. There's a couple of them, and they're in there every day. They get them what they need. They call their outreach workers if they're ready to move forward. They're wonderful examples of what a community officer can provide for an encampment.
Good to hear.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We all are aware of this problem, and it is taking all of our greenways and all of our open space that we work so hard to get. So, I mean, this very body worked hard, raised money, had people, plan out how it would be, and it's a shame that it's no longer open. So we wish you luck. We're on your side. We're all in it together. And I also just want to say something about the mayor, because I've heard he did not start this. It started well before he was elected, and he has been very helpful, and I think is being very helpful. It's very, very difficult, though. Thank you. Okay, Ms. Amy, you'll give a report on Greenways for Nashville.
Thank you, everybody. Excuse me, I forgot my clock.
We had a wonderful dinner by the bridge.
I'm saving that for last.
Yes. Oh,
You ruined my little surprise. No. And thank you, Cindy, if you don't mind managing the button. So what I want to share, first of all, we have, as you've heard before, but this is the time of year, this past 6 months, the Greenways maps, we had 20,000 printed. And we print them about every 2 years, and they continue to fly off the shelves. So this is wayfinding for the entire community. Some people still really prefer a good old paper map. So that continues, the demand continues to remain strong, especially as newcomers move into our communities, as they are exploring the nearly 100 miles of greenways, and then all of the major parks are on the map as well. I want to talk about Cindy Field Advance 1. This is before, this is a Stones River Greenway, is that right? Yeah. Before and after. This is the new trailhead. We have done 10 trailheads. We have done 7 along Stones River, and we have done 3 along the Whites Creek Greenway. So this is a major, again, a welcoming, a wayfinding, a user tool, so that when folks arrive, they are able to navigate, they feel comfortable, they feel it is kept and maintained, and a feeling of safety too, when you can come and the map is current and you know exactly how far it is to wherever you might choose to turn around. So very excited about that. This was the first batch. That we made a $75,000 grant to the Parks Department, and our board just this past month discussed going forward with another group. This was 10, again, Stones River and Whites Creek. We are pulling together and hope to do much more in the second group. And allocate more resources. Phase 2, just some examples. of the wear and tear, and they're just dated, and as well, the Greenway system has expanded. So this is an example. It's Mill Creek and 7 Mile Creek, and you can see those are pretty rough. So you will see that similar look, which again, it leans towards more easier wayfinding for people who come. So very excited about that, and we'll update you on what segments that we will be considering for our phase 2. It'll be based on need, and it'll be based on geographic distribution so that we're able to really spread the work across the county. The green print. This is a wealth of information. I encourage you, if you would like to take them back to your office, take them to wherever you work out. This is a newsletter that we put together on an annual basis. And what it does is not only showcase users and how they use the greenways, it showcases all of the projects that have been recently completed. And there's a great map in the center of it of many of the public-private partners projects that are in the urban core, so people can get a sense of what's coming. It's a really valuable tool to inform and engage the community. And talk about an engaged community. You know, when you have a community that is passionate about their greenways, passionate about their park, wants changes, wants development, wants growth, and they put pressure on the council, they put pressure on the city leadership, and that's, you know, really a really strong mechanism for expanding our system. And that's a role we take seriously with what that word marketing might mean to us. We are marketing the system so that folks really understand it's their system, they own it, and they want more of it. As our city grows, we must balance green space with the built environment. So on to the exciting, how do we pay for this? Greenways for Nashville this past Thursday hosted our first in 3 years live celebration and fundraiser. This is our major fundraiser for the year. It is a table with 456 seated guests who are all come out for dinner for a program that is a bit of an update. It was at one point called Dinner on the Bridge, and that is the Siegenthaler pedestrian bridge in the background. Used to do the table up there. That greenway has become one of the busiest in the city, so it's obviously not practical to close it and impede travel. So we are now tucked on a greenway esplanade inside Cumberland Park. Really excited. Want to thank those of you who volunteered, those of you who attended and supported us for being there. We raise, again, our operating dollars for all of the marketing. The Trailhead improvement project comes out of our operating budgets. So that is what those dollars go to, and it's the Greenway advocacy work as well for budgets. And a tremendous group of corporate and individual sponsors, as well as patrons who aren't shown here. The event was presenting sponsors, just a shout out to the Danner Foundation, local nonprofit foundation, and then a newcomer to town, Amazon. They were our presenting sponsors. And again, it was a tremendous success, and we look forward to releasing the final dollars, but we raised record revenues this year. I do want to, I think, also touch on what was said about the situation at Brookmead, and to let you know what we have done in the past, for the past several years. We do report when we are made aware of it by constituents, they reach out to us, new encampments. So when new encampment reports come in to Greenways for Nashville, we gather that information, we share it with Metro Parks Police, we share it with the Homeless Impact Division, and obviously we share it with the Greenways Division so that they're made aware of new encampments. And then obviously they have teams, and with over 50 different nonprofits, as Dee Dee mentioned, coordinating specifically around that cause, our role has been to report in. We support over 100 miles of greenway across the city. And very thankful for the work and the determination. And Brookmead is obviously a very, very difficult, contained situation. We have reported over the past 2 years encampments on the Gulch Greenway, on the Cumberland River Greenway, on the Richland Creek Greenway, under the John Sigenthaler pedestrian bridge downtown, even in Shelby Park, along what is a segment of Greenway there. They are smaller encampments. They tend to be a little more, they move around quite a bit, and not all of them. I'm not an expert. I think it's really important that we do team and collaborate together, and with the COC and the Homeless Impact Division, make them aware of what we see, or our constituents see, on the greenways, so that when they are doing these initiatives and efforts, that we don't end up with a shift of folks from one place to another, but rather and I know they know that and they're doing it, but that's where we can be helpful towards the process. And I'm also very encouraged by the allocation of funds to the Homeless Impact Division, and looking forward to some leadership within the city to get some progress made in a difficult situation. I think that is all I have to share. If anyone has any questions for Greenways for Nashville, happy to answer them. Thank you.
Are there any Metro Department reports? Good. Oh, thank you.
We have Tom Palco
Tom
from Metro
Palco.
Water Services.
Thank you. Good seeing everybody. So we continue to work on several different home buyout projects in Nashville. We're up to 438 houses right now, which represents 230 acres of open space. Again, when we buy a property, we abate the house, take it down, remove anything that was home related, and we install, buffers along the stream. So the 230 acres that we have, only about half of that is actually mowed. We keep the street area mowed, so it looks good with the street, and where it abuts our neighbors, but basically we do create a buffer back along the stream. We're currently working a project with the Corps of Engineers on Mill Creek. That's about done. We're also working one on 7 Mile Creek, and Metro Council will be seeing me soon for entering into another partnership agreement with the Corps of Engineers on Richland Creek. A lot of the properties we're going to be targeting on Richland Creek are going to be across from England Park on Delray Drive. So all the homes that are along the creek, we got all those, and this core project is going to be a number of houses directly across the street. So hopefully we'll get participation, and that'll go well as well. We did install a trash trap on 7 Mile Creek, which is kind of a cool thing. It kind of floats, and all the trash just comes down and goes into a little big kind of bucket thing at the end. We did have an issue with an encampment there that we had to remove, and it's gone. But the trash trap is working well, and it's being maintained by the Cumberland River Compact through volunteer work. So it works out very good. I will send you, Cindy, I'll send you a list of the upcoming Richland Creek properties so you know where they are and what they look like.
Yes.
And so it's again, the agreement will go through council soon, but we probably won't actually start purchasing anything for at least probably about 6 months or so. So that's my update. Got any questions, let me know.
Any questions?
Metro Water Services has been a huge partner for us in developing Richland Creek, Mill Creek, Whites Creek. I'm probably leaving some out, but we very much appreciate that close
And
work.
Metro Parks cuts our grass. So thank you very much for that.
I'm sorry, Councilmember, I cut
Just
you
a
off.
quick question on the trash trap, because that came through council, so we were interested in it. Does that mean, is the Cumberland River Compact the one that empties it on a regular basis? Or
Yes.
is that what their maintenance is?
Yes. So the trap itself was, it's a demonstration project, so the vendor is put it up, they installed it, and it's theirs. And we hope to, see how this works and maybe expand this to other areas. So we didn't have any costs as far as that goes. And again, through the volunteers, they come out periodically and clean it out.
And is it like a garbage can full or a dumpster full?
It varies. I mean, it varies, when low flow, during like what we've had recently, there's not much going on. And the camp was kind of there after we installed it. So a lot of the stuff we're getting was the camp itself. And so as we move forward, it'd be nice to see what happens in moderate rains and then, bigger rains. And if we've got a very big rain predicted, we will go and untie it from one side and get it out of the way so it doesn't just get totally washed out. Because it just floats, and the normal water level there is very shallow. So it just collects everything that comes down the stream.
Great, thank you.
So,
Thank
All
you
right.
so much. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Tom. Great.
And Ann, we did have someone from NDOT, Anna Dearman, who usually attends our meetings, was scheduled to be here today. At the last minute, she was unable to come. So she will be sending sending me some updates to send to all of you.
Good. Good. Well, that's the end of our agenda. The next meeting dates are on your program. Anything else to come before the commission? Well, thank you all for being expeditious and informative, and this meeting is adjourned.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.